Again, the next crash will be the U.S. real estate housing market. Now, since 2016, I've been ringing the bell that this is going to be happening, not only the stock market, but also the real estate market. And I know in my heart of hearts that we're going to see a typhoon, a tsunami, a tornado, a hurricane all together, or foreclosures in America coming, not only in real estate, but many other parts from RVs to ATVs to cars, what have you. If you think about it, most of us that live in America, we live in we believe and we subscribe to the installment plan, where we don't have to have all the money to buy something. And according to statistics, these are not my statistics, these are the Fed statistics, these are reputable company, what people say reputable, that the average American has about 2 weeks worth of money in savings or cushion. Now, if you consider majority of Americans are sitting at home, how are they going to come and pay for this lifestyle that they have? Because they have all this stuff, but they haven't paid for it. What are these stuffs? Okay. Well, cars, houses, credit cards, and so on and so on. And majority of people here are living paycheck to paychecks. Majority of people have just a 2 weeks cushioning, and we have significant amount of material things that we haven't fully paid for. And if we have paid for it, we're paying to store it somewhere. It's taking our money away from it because we have to pay a storage facility or something, or in our garages, whatever. And as Americans that cannot go to work, they're not going to have income to pay. And the way that the pay, they're going to stop their payments on, this is the way it's going to happen. First, it's going to be credit cards. They're going to stop making payments on those. Next is going to be on their cars. And then finally, it's going to be on their homes that they're going to start defaulting. Now, many people say, well, Mike, they just passed the stimulus. They just did the bailout where, they said that homeowners are affected by this bug can not make payments for 12 months, a year. And that might be very true. Okay. And I agree with that. But what they don't highlight is what's going to come after the 12 month, because the bankers, I don't know if you noticed, the Fed, the central bankers, they own everything in America, from the buildings to the commercial to the residential to the cars. They own everything. And they may just put on the brakes so there's no foreclosure. But after that forbearance period, which is the 12-month, that grace period, they're going to want all their money at one time. They're going to want it all the money at one time, and that's how normal forbearance works. Say, okay, well, you don't have to pay this for 3 months because you're going to some type of hardship normally. Okay, and then after the 3 months, they want all their money plus the interest at that time. And unfortunately, most people that are going to, go in this forbearance program or going to go after this route or having money shortages. So there's no way in heck they're going to have that money after that certain period of time. Even if they get a job, let's say they got laid off, they're in Las Vegas, or there are so many other companies that are laying off people. But just think about it. You're in Vegas, you work in the casino, you work in the hotel industry, it's all shut off. Well, you can't, first, you don't make your credit cards, then you don't make your car payment. How are you going to get to work? And then you're not going to make your house payments. You could stay in the home for 12 months, but then let's say you get a new job. How are you going to come back and catch up on all those bills and all those expenses that you have, and then also pay that big chunk of money that you owe for that house that the seller didn't make the payments to? So what's going to happen is we're not going to see foreclosures happening ASAP today, which we will. Still going to be a flood, but it's not going to be the flood of the flood, because that's going to be coming. because some people already realize that, hey man, I'm not going to be able to afford this home, and I got my job cut off, and even if I could stay here for 12 months, I'm not going to be able to come catch up, and they're just going to let the house go to foreclosure. So you're going to have those types of sellers right now that are more realistic and say, look, dude, what is it going to do if I could just sit on this home? It's bad karma, right? Because I haven't paid for it. There's nothing free in life, and I don't want to take advantage of the bankers, even though they're like evil creeps. I don't want to do that. And so they're going to walk away, or they're going to try to sell their home, which is not going to work. And I'll get into why it's not going to work in a minute. Uh, so you're going to see those foreclosures happening, increased numbers, but the mass, the stampede is going to be weighted around to that stimulus or to that bailout expires. And the bailout is really not for the homeowners. The bailout is really for the big corporations and the stinky bankers. For example, Capital One just had to get bailed out. Okay, when they say bailout, that means like the bank failed, and then they had to give them money, or basically what that means. Capital One just failed, and they had to give it money, but you don't hear it on all the TV stations. So think about it: if the banks are failing, imagine these poor homeowners there that have forbearance for 12 months, and then they have to come up with all this money for the house. They have to constantly, come up with all the money they were behind. They're not going to, and then that's when the real foreclosures are going to happen. And the problem is that that amount of foreclosures that are going to come in, it's going to massively increase the inventory. Okay, massively increase the inventory, and now everyone is going to be having a hard time selling. And on top of that, the prices are going to be coming down because of massive inventory. When these banks start foreclosing on these tsunami of foreclosures, then what's going to happen is home builders are going to have a hard time selling. Home sellers are going to have a hard time selling. And what's happening next is that there's going to be credit crunch. There's going to be a credit crunch. I don't know if you guys know, but because of the Fed buying so much real estate bonds, that has caused the mortgage brokers to go almost belly up in a couple of days because of margin calls. What is a margin call? Is when the broker asks the investor to put up more money in, for security, because everything is, no one has the money. Everything's on a debt, on a leverage, on a margin, in a sense, right? They may have put, let's say they control $10 million, but they may only put down $10,000 to control 10 million bucks. So now the mortgage brokers are in trouble because the Fed is not only printing money by then trying to fix one corporation or one industry, they have now knocked off the other side of the industry, which is causing a lot of mortgage brokers to go belly up because they need a lot of money to come up, because the, they're using leverage, and the risks are higher, and the lenders want more of security, I guess you could call it a deposit if you want to call it that, but it's called a margin call. But you kind of like understand it, to make it simple, they need more money from them, and majority of these mortgage brokers don't are not in a situation to render more money, right? They're going to go belly up. And that's why the mortgage association, the brokers mortgage association, wrote a letter to, just recently, guys, to the SEC, to other regulators, saying, look, dude, to the Fed, hey man, but by you, you know buying, giving money out to these other people is jacking up this whole system, which is making it collapse, because everything is rigged, fake. It's making it collapse, and you're going to wipe out the whole mortgage brokers, which might not be a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen, because all these companies that are using so much margins and leverage should get wiped out, because we need solid companies. We don't need over leveraged companies that have high evaluations in the stock market, but if you look at their balance sheets, they're just debt, 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 debt. Doesn't make sense. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. So the next collapse is going to be the real estate collapse. We just saw the stock market collapse. I don't think that, I think, in my opinion, not financial advice, that it's going to collapse more, right? But the next big thing that's going to, like, bam, is going to be the real estate. And we're already seeing symptoms of it. Like I said, the mortgage association is saying, hey, government, bail us out because we're about to go bankrupt. uh, you're seeing, for example, Capital One just go bankrupt, just go broke. That they had to bail them out. They call it bailout. But reality is they were bankrupt. They didn't have enough money, so they had to get more money. Okay, Capital One, has a lot of real estate as well, and a lot of these big Bank of America as well. I mean, all these guys are going to be highly affected because of people not making their mortgages, right? I mean, millions and millions and millions of people are not going to make their mortgages. Well, where do these bankers get their money from, right? Well, they get their cash flow from people making their mortgage payments. They get the cash flow from people making their car payments. They get the cash flow from people making the credit card payments. And if those things are not coming in, well, you can see how different sectors are just going to get annihilated. And the next boom is going to be the real estate market, and it's going to be severe. And now they're going to try to, stimulate it and try to hold it as much as possible. But once it busts, it's going to be a lot of people, and it's just going to collapse the real estate prices, guys. It's going to collapse the real estate prices, um, which it should be because, I'm a real estate guy, I'm an entrepreneur. But I think, man, the evaluation of real estate has gone up so much. It's just like in some areas, it's just like Colorado, Las Vegas. It's just like unreal, dude. In like 10 years, the homes have doubled. You own a $400,000 home, now it's worth 800,000. It's just too much, you know. 3%, 5%, okay, but I mean, just, man, in 10 years for your home to just 100%, just, just a little too much. And we're going to see real estate come prices come down. We're going to see massive inventory. We're going to see massive foreclosures, and we're going to see more pain from the average American, because they listen to their government. They listen to the, the news, the media's, what is it called? Mainstream media. They listened to their financial advisors, and they told them, man, that this is the strongest economy ever. We're the best economy ever. It's never going to come down. There is no bubble. Since 2016, I've been saying to you guys that, man, it's about to bust. And I didn't have an understanding of how much manipulation really goes on, but now I see it, like, man, this whole system is just fake, dude. It's just like ridiculously fake. From the stock market, where they're not going to allow it to collapse, where they keep, you know, unplugging it or putting the circuit breaker on. It's like, dude, to the banks, they're not going to allow you to take all your money out. They limit you to our freedoms. We're told that, we're free, and they could just take our rights away. Everyone stay at home. So, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Uh, so but I saw the real estate collapsing. I saw the market collapsing. I said the stock's going to come down 40, 60%. We're already there, but I think it's going to go a lot further. The real estate now is going to be next. And, man, people are going to get massively hurt. Now, one thing that I do is I help homeowners in situations like this to stop them from going to foreclosure, to stop them from getting two black eyes. Because majority of people, what they're going to do is they're going to file a foreclosure, one black eye, and they're going to file bankruptcy, two black eyes. They're going to be devastated. They're going to lose everything. So what I try to do is I try to, help homeowners not allow their house to go to foreclosure. And what I do is just step into their shoes and just take over their mortgage because they already have a mortgage. I don't have to get a new loan. If you're interested in learning how to do that, then you might want to go to mrnofluff.com and download my owner financing for profit course. I show you exactly how I did the same exact thing in 2006, 2007 crash that I'm going to do in this crash. But this crash is way better than the last crash because this type of crash happens every 100 years, guys. It doesn't happen every 7, 10 years like the normal crashes. Okay. Excuse me. Um, so if you're interested in on how to get these deals, go to mrnofluff.com. I show you in my owner financing for profit. What I've done is actually bundled up three different top products. The first one is my owner financing for profits, where I show you how to do all this stuff, everything you need to know. There's like 109 videos, 109 training courses in that one product. Then you have my 42 ways to find these sellers, so they're chasing you versus you chasing them. Okay, totally for free. I include that in that course. For okay, and at the same time, I've also included my No Fluff negotiation acquisition system, and this is exactly what you need to take to the seller to be able to get these deals, because you have to identify them. From different categories. Are they emotional? Are they logical? Are they deadbeat, etc.? And I show you how to identify them, and then once you identify them, how to give them the pitch, because everyone has a different way of understanding. And so I show you how to do that in a no fluff negotiation. And I basically did a three package, unbelievable, okay, unprecedented, as they are using the Destiny U.S.A word today in the media. You're getting three products. The normal price is $2,300, and you can get it for right now for $197, guys. Just $197. The catch is I only have two left. Okay, I only got two left, guys. Two or three, I can't remember. And out of 50. So I'm almost sold out. I only got two or three left. I think it's two, if I'm not mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. So go to mrnofluff.com. Again, it's three items: the marketing, the negotiation, and the owner financing for profit standalone course. All three of them for just $197. Normally it's $2,300. Unbelievable. Why am I doing it? Because 2020 is the best time to be a real estate investor. Not because markets are going up, not because prices are going up, but actually prices are coming down. Now, how can why am I giving this away at this specific time? Because this is what I call the subject to heaven. I've been saying this since many, many, many moons ago, guys. Subject to heaven is when good old Americans get taken advantage of by bankers, by lobbyists, by all these corporations and the Fed, and they're being put in a place where they lose their equities. They can lose their equities in their homes. They lose their equities in their stock markets, which sounds like where we are right now. Just the houses hasn't melted down, but it's going to. Okay, that's what's next. And these homeowners now are in a tough situation, and they're heading towards foreclosure. So what I do is, as a real estate investor, is I'm looking for these motivated sellers, and I'm looking to buy their homes without me using my cash or all my cash, just a little bit of it, without me getting a loan from a bank. I don't have to go, Mr. Banker, can I please get a loan? Can I get my fifth rental home? Can I get my sixth? Because after four, they're not going to give you any more money. And I don't have to have a credit. So if I have good credit, if I have no credit, it doesn't matter, because I'm not getting a loan. The seller is just becoming my private bank, and he doesn't care. He just wants me to have the cash to pay his monthly payments, because he can't do it anymore. He doesn't have a job. He got relocated. Whatever the story is, him and his wife got under pressure of not having money, and now they're divorced, and they really can't pay the home. Whatever the story is. And what I do is I help these homeowners by, you know, helping them move to the next chapter of their life. I just step in their shoes and I start making the payments. If the seller has no mortgage, even better. That's what I work for. I don't like to take over people's payments. I'd rather find people that have their house free and clear. But not a lot of Americans have their homes free and clear, according to the Real Estate Association statistics. Like about 33% of Americans own their house free and clear. So that's very spread apart. And, and so I prefer to buy a home from an owner that doesn't have a mortgage. I do the same exact thing. I owner finance it, they become my bank. If they do have a mortgage, that's also perfect for me too, because now I can buy their home. It doesn't matter if they have a lot of equity, if they have 30% equity, 20% equity, 10% equity, 0% equity, negative equity. Because with this strategy, I could buy even what I call toxic assets in the 2020 crash. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. This is what I did last crash. I bought a couple of toxic assets, but again, after I waited around 6, 7 years, not only did I get monthly cash flow for that whole time, which was a good chunk of money every month, but I also was able to cash out the equity, because at that time the market had came up. the renters had paid off all the debt, and I got cash out equity, a lump sum, and then I also got monthly payments for 5, 6, 7 years for a lump sum. When you add that stuff up, it was like, for just putting $2 or $3,000 down to buy someone's home without getting a loan. Where at that time, if I would try to sell that property, I couldn't because it had marginal equity or no equity or negative equity. But just because I had the right exit strategy, which is babysit that house, right? Babysit that house, put renters in there. Sometimes I had to do evictions, just baby, take it easy. And then my baby grew up. My baby went to college and now brought me money home, right? And through the monthly cash flow, through the equity cash out. So that's why, you know, having that strategy, learning how to buy homes, owner financing is very important. It doesn't matter if the market is up, sideways, or down, because it opens a whole window, a whole world of opportunity. Because not every seller is going to have tons of equity. Not every seller is going to have their house fully and clear. And if I only had that one trick where I could just buy houses for cash and the numbers had to be exactly right, or I couldn't do it, then I could hardly do any deals or find any deals because that's the only one trick pony I had, right? But because I have multiple tools in my tool case, like having owner financing, subject twos, wrap, so on, equity maximizers, I get into all that, lease options, all that stuff, guys. And my course, owner financing for profit, I get into all that stuff, dude. Rent to own, all that stuff, dude. I having all those different options now, when I spend time and energy and money in marketing, I don't have to lose that because I can still find a tool in my toolkit that says, okay, well, this one will work for this, and I can still make money. It doesn't matter if I want to buy and hold, if I want to fix and flip, if I want to wholesale, I can use all these different tools. One example is, you know, I don't like doing fix and flips because check out my videos. I've done tons of videos why I don't like to. But the ones that I have done is I bought them subject to, where I didn't have to come up and go borrow money from a hard money lender. I told the seller, look, dude, I did the American dream, which I go into it in my no fluff negotiation, where, I said, look, Mr. Seller, you have tons of equity. We can get more money for your house. Deed me the property. I'll pay what are we negotiate for your equity, but you're just going to get a little bit more than I normally pay, and I'll pay you at the closing. I'm just going to put the money into the rehab. So instead of coming with the purchase price and then the rehab money, I was able to come up with the rehab money. The seller just will wait for me to rehab it and then sell it, and I'll pay him a little extra, right? Which will be a lot less if I got hard money lending, but a little bit more than if he just got a cash offer. So win-win situation is called the American Dream closing. I go into it in my no fluff negotiation. So the guy, there's tons of information in there. I'm not gonna be able to just I'll be here weeks. So why is it important? Why am I giving it the owner financing at such a deep discount? Because I want you to be able to have success, to have extra tools. So opportunity knocks, you're able to seize it if you choose to. Okay, if you think real estate is the play for you, I'm not telling you to get in real estate. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm more wrong than right. These are just my opinions. I believe the crash was going to come in 2016. Well, I call it just right. I said gold was going to be the play into 2016 when it was $1,100 an ounce, and boom, it was the play. So unlike the Fed, unlike the Kramer, unlike Nancy, I saw all this stuff coming, and when everyone was telling you guys to buy the dip, I was saying, "Ooh, dude, it's gonna crash more. Ooh, it's gonna crash more." And so here we are, and I'm saying that I believe, in my opinion, that owner financing, subject to heaven, is upon us, and there's going to be great opportunities for people that are willing to take risks. Not telling you to do it, but anyone that's willing to take risks, man, the best time to make wealth is in this crash, the greatest depression ever, because these things only happen every 100 years, guys, every 100 years, and we're here right now. There's going to be massive amount of motivated sellers, all types, shapes, and sizes, multi-million dollar mansions, mega mansions, all the way down to beautiful homes, super beautiful homes, all the way down to war zones if you want that, all the way down to hotel storage facilities. I mean, apartment complexes, commercial. Commercial is going to be hurting big time as well, guys. Think about it. All these businesses are not going to work, and they're not going to be able to pay their landlord. And the landlords, again, who owns America? The bankers, the Fed. They're not going to be able to pay their lenders, and therefore commercial is going to be going to foreclosure. And here's the thing, guys: commercial, they don't have these, these special clauses because it's the big boy leagues, right? And unlike when someone bought a VA house or someone bought a house that was had an FHA, they have to play with the government's rules, right? Because end of the day, the banker is going to collect from the insurance from the government, the HUD, right? People say, well, HUD's not the government. That's a different story. Everything's the government, guys. All right. Uh, Now, residential, they got to play the government's game because of the insurances, VA loans, FHA. But commercial is not like that. Commercial is not like that. Commercial, they don't pay the landlord. Is going to get foreclosed on by the bankers. Simple as that, dude. Simple as that. Okay, very very fast. And so there's going to be great opportunity for commercial. I'm not into commercial real estate. I do what Bruce Lee says. I do that one kick a lot, and I become a master at one kick. I don't try to do a 10,000 different kicks. But again, if you're into commercial or you want to be in commercial, hallelujah, dude. In my opinion, not financial advice, commercial is going to be coming up. If you're into trailer homes, holy moly, a lot of these people that live in trailers are going to default too, guys. If you're into single residential homes, then holy moly, guys, there's going to be waves and waves and waves and waves foreclosures coming. And right now, people are highly motivated. Today, people are highly motivated. They haven't. Um, they lost their money. They lost their 401s. They lost their pensions. And now the only thing they have is their dear home. And now they're going to put it on the market. And now there's quarantines. People can't do showings. And now there's going to be mortgage brokers that are going to go belly up. And now the bankers are going to start going belly up because people are not paying on their credit cards. People are not paying on their car. And now there's going to be a credit crunch where the bankers are not lending out. And now there's not going to be enough funds to buy property because retail don't have the money, only going to have the investors that have the cash, and the guys like me that know how to, uh, what is it called? Um, Forgot the name of it. There used to be a little rap song back in the days, other people's mortgages, right? If they know how to structure other people's mortgages, uh, great opportunity because banks are going to be lending. There's going to be massive inventory. Retail's out because most of them can't borrow. The prices have came down. People have lost all their equity or majority of their equity or evaporated just like this. And people are not going to be making payments anymore because there's no equity, right? And people are not going to be making payments anymore because there's no jobs. And we already know over 3 million people have guess what? Filed unemployment, right? Uh, so guys, it looks like everything I called back in 2016 is coming true. Subject to heaven is here. If you're interested in buying a commercial property, if you're interested in buying residential property, owner financing, where the seller becomes the bank, where you don't have to talk to a lender or a mortgage company or a bank. You don't have to have credit. You don't have to have all the money to buy the house at one time because the seller is going to be your bank. The seller is going to be your credit. Then you may want to consider, I highly recommend it. Go download my course. What are you waiting for? MrNoFluff.com. I only got 2 or 3 left. I can't remember. Uh, the price is $197. Normally, I sell it for $2,300. It's 3 different courses. Two owner financing for profit. I normally sell for $1,000. No fluff negotiation. I sell for $1,000. 42 ways to find motivated sellers for free or almost for free. I sell for $300. Together, 2,300 today. Only got 2 or 3 left. You can get it for $197 at MrNoFluff.com. MrNoFluff.com, guys. I'll take some comments if you guys have any comments or questions, but I am super excited. I can't deny it, guys, that the markets are crashing. I feel really bad for the people losing their life savings and retirements, and man, the bankers, they always do it to us. But on the other hand, if they listen to their financial advisors, they just thought they could put their money into a stock and just drink martinis. If they thought that they could just borrow without paying for it, without producing, then I guess they got to get slaughtered, not because of me, because of the system that we have, which I'm totally against because it's totally unfair, right? Me and you are going to get a $1,200 paycheck. I'm not going to get anything because I don't want the government cheese. But the average American is going to get 1,200, 300, 3,000, 4,000, nothing. The richest companies, the richest men in the world are have getting trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, which is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. I'll take comments if you guys have some questions. Dota Factory. When should I buy my first home during this class? I'm thinking maybe Donut Factory. That's a really good question. I can't give you financial advice. I don't know your financial situation, but I can tell you that in the 2006 fourth quarter, when the market was about to crash, no one saw it coming. I knew that the market's going to crash, and that's when I started to look for a house myself to buy because that was the best time to buy real estate. But here's the thing: when the market, when the real estate market melts down, prices are going to come down. But again, banks are not going to lend. That's the catch 22. So that's why I got into buying and creating my own system of owner financing because when the market crashed 2006, 2007, 2006 fourth quarter, 2007, 2008, the bankers weren't lending anything. And at that time, I wanted to buy myself a home, but you know, as I always say in my channel, man, I got to invest it. So I decided to get into have rental properties. So the first house I bought was going to be myself, but the rest was going to be rentals, and I didn't want to use all my cash. So that's why I said, "Hey, look, I'm going to go for the first time to a bank and borrow." I was doing really good. I had three businesses. I was making a lot of money. I didn't have no credit card, no debt. Business was debt free, and I had money in the bank. But the banks wouldn't let me shit, man, because there was credit crunch. They didn't care if my credit was excellent. I had money in the bank. I had three businesses. I had bank statements. I had tax filings for many years. My shit looked legit. Bank after bank, they said no, and it was such a blessing, man. It was like it's such an omen because I said, you know what, this is a reason why I can't get my first home at this time because no bank's giving to me, and I got to figure a different way. And that's when I started marketing, and I found a motivated Carlos, and I got my very first deal, and I use it for my own home because in the last crash Obama was giving $10,000 if you were a first time home buyer. So I bought it for my own home, got the 10K. I lived in it for a few years for the requirement. Then after that, I rented it out. And I moved out of it and I rented it out. And I bought the house via owner financing. So to answer your question simply, that's what I did in the last crash. I bought my own home. It then turned into uh, a rental after I collected the $10,000. After I passed that grace period that you had to stay in that home to get that 10 grand. Uh, as a tax benefit, and then I turn into a rental. The problem was that you may face, or anyone else that may face, that in this crash, the prices are going to come down. Unfortunately, they're just not going to lend out money. They're just not going to lend out money. That's the catch. The bankers only lend out money when the price is going up. But when the prices come down in a crash, in a depression, they don't lend out money, right? They don't because they already got burnt, right? Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? And that's the thing. That's the power of why I'm doing what I'm doing is I'm giving you my owner financing for profit course because in this crash, there's probably not going to be lending. And if someone wants to buy an investment property, someone wants to buy their own home, someone wants to buy a commercial building, whatever, it's going to be dry. So having these strategies, you got to have cash, a lot of cash, which then will limit you on how many properties you can pick up. Or you got to have this strategy where, the seller becomes your private bank. And that's what I am offering you. Um, download my brain, dude. 20 years, 25 years of entrepreneurship, guys, since high school. I'm 42 now. Okay. Never had a job, never worked for the man. So, yes, uh, 2016 is exactly what the donor factory said is what I did. Great thinking, man. But again, I'm not telling you should do that. My man Samuel, I'm not even going to say your name, man. My spelling sucks. He says, repeat the link. Guys, MrNoFluff.com or My Real Estate Dojo. My Real Estate Dojo or MrNoFluff.com, same exact thing. One is the main domain, the other one is just a park domain. Uh, they'll get you to the same place. Okay. Don't affect you. Thanks for the videos, man. No, thank you for watching, my friend. Thank you for watching and leaving a comment. Adam Yevi, sorry, man. Uh, I too don't want the government cheese. Man, much love to you, much respect for you because I don't want it either at all. And I already told my wife, like, man, if you want to get it, that's fine. I'm not sure if she is, but I don't want it. My parents and everyone else that I know is hyped up about it. I just don't want it because I really know where it's going to come from. It's going to come from my kids' kids. It's not gonna. They're not. Government can't give you anything, ladies and gentlemen. Again, government cannot give you anything, and I don't mean no disrespect to government, but they're just like a parasite. Like a leash. Like if you have a leash on you, and it's kind of like going to the leash and say, "Can you give me some blood?" And the leash say, "Yeah, man, I'll give you some blood." But what do you think the leash got the blood from? From you, right? And that's how government is. They're parasites. You know, they don't produce anything. For example, like you see the police, they're taking away from you. They don't produce anything. It's not like they're producing something, right? If you see, big governments, whatever, they're just taking from you and they're mismanaging it. One great example is how they mismanage by all this missiles, all these bombs, all these tanks, all this military, make Lockheed Martin rich, Boeing rich, all these private militaries billions, but they don't even have no masks. They don't have no respirators. They don't have extra hospitals. They don't got you know what I mean. It's like they're mismanaging with our money. So it's the leash is sucking our blood and then having parties and blowing it away, and then the time that we really need it, they don't got nothing. And then they say, "Yeah, I'll give you more blood, but I got to suck it from you first." And that's what most people don't realize is that government can't give you nothing. You already have it. They can only take away. They are not a. It just mathematically it's impossible for them to give it to you, dude. They're like a parasite, and no disrespect to government, right? But that's how the organization is set up. They don't, you know, those people that work for government are only getting the taxpayers' money. They're not creating a job for themselves. They're not creating a service. It's like they don't even compete. If anyone's ever been to a DMV, right? You know what I mean. The people that work there are just the slowest, you know, I, you know, I don't even go any further, man. You guys get what I'm saying. All right, Brandon Mack, how do you buy gold, and where do you, Brandon Mack? All right, guys. Not financial advice. Can't tell you what to do, but I got into gold in 2016. 2016 when it was $1,100 an ounce. Today, unfortunately, like I've done videos, there's no places that I see that are available, guys. Unfortunately, I mean, there's no places that you can get silver right now as in today that I've seen. And I did a video. I went to some of the top dealers, and they didn't have it. Like you can back order it and get it like in weeks or months, but unfortunately there's really not that much metals out there, and the spot price is not correct. It's manipulated. I mean, that's the thing about, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, because I love America, but man, our systems are so crooked. They're favored into the elites. The bankers, are manipulating the spot price because of paper gold, paper silver, right? Which is not even the real thing. It's not the real thing. You got to hold the gold, right? You can't have a paper of it. And so they're manipulating the spot price to suppress it when there is no supply. Like I did a video a couple of weeks ago. It's like I went to places that I've ordered from, and you can't find it. So some of the places that I ordered from was I mean, they were pretty good. What was the name of it? Amex or something like that, guys. If you go to my channel, YouTube.com, on the very first page, you'll see it up there. Where I ordered a large sum of gold and I videotaped it for you. There was two companies. The other one was Silver and Gold, silverandgold.com, and the other one was Amex. I like Amex a little bit better, a little bit more professional, but I like both of them. And that's why I ordered them. But today, I've gone up there. There's everyone's back ordered, guys, and a lot of the metals. Uh, so I don't know where people are going to get it from. That's why gold price is going to be skyrocketing. That's why I said in 2016 that gold was the play. People laughed at me. People were talking shit about my mama because I was telling them stock market's going to crash. Okay, Carl's the man. What's up, brother, man? My favorite channel is on. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Carl's, man. Much love to you. What state are you in from? Pronounced Eva. Eva. Gotcha. Adams. Eva. I got that. Thank you. Uh, Adams Eva says, "Where's all the gold?" Well, I think people like myself, they bought them all up, dude. They knew the meltdown was going to come before most people woke up. So I think that's why, same thing would happen with dry food. Like a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about before there was like grocery runs on Costco. I said, guys, there's no more dry food. There's like no more MRIs. And people are like, "Oh, you're crazy." And I went to like Bass Pro. I did a video. I went to Bass Pro. I went to Amazon. I went to REI. I went to some of the top companies, Home Depot. I mean, you name it, dude. And everyone said they're out, or they can back order it for you, and it'll be here in 4 to 8 weeks. So, what happened to the dry food? Well, people bought it like myself and stocked up because we thought that there might be a food shortage, and there were. Uh, so I think people stocked up on the gold, and I'll be happy to sell some gold in a little bit, and silver if you guys are interested. Um, I don't know how we would do that, but very soon I'm going to cash out gold and silver and buy real estate, guys. That's what I'm gonna do, and that was the whole plan, right? Because I knew the markets were gonna crash. I knew the dollar was unstable. I knew the stock market was gonna crash. I had it in my heart of hearts. Something was just telling me, dude, this is very, very dangerous. And so I parked my money into gold and silver, and they've gone up, dude, from 1,100 bucks to like 1,700 bucks, 1,600 bucks. That's significant gains in just two years of holding, 3 years of holding. If I had that same money in a bank, it would have depreciated, and on top of that, I could even take my money out when I wanted to because they would baby me. You know what I'm saying, dude? Uh, so the whole goal was to take the money and put it into gold. When gold went up, like when there's a shortage, like it is now, it's gonna rocket. And then to take that and to get into real estate, because real estate is a great hard asset. Doesn't matter what the market is, there's always going to be demand for real estate. It's one of those things, it's necessities of life. And so that's been my plan. I telegraphed it for you guys. I've been telling you exactly what I've been doing. I'm not telling you should do that. It's not financial advice for you, but this is what I'm doing. Um, I got into Bitcoins. I got into gold, and I've been taking a beating on the Bitcoin. But I believe in my heart of hearts that that's the freedom for my kids and kids to come, because I'm tired of Big Brother printing so much money. I'm tired of Fed printing so much money. I'm tired of endless wars, and I'm tired of inflation, and because that's not right. And Bitcoin is hopefully will be a savior for the world, because one world currency that no one owns, no one controls, no one can censor it. You control your own keys. It's like you eliminated the banks. You don't need a bank anymore. You're your own bank. So I bet it against that. Right now is down. But again, I'm not selling. So I'm not participating in the crash, right? Same thing with real estate. When I buy it, when it melts down, I sell. So I'm not gonna participate in the meltdown. Only people that sell are gonna take the hit. If they don't sell, they don't take the hit. Just ride it out. And that's what I did. I bought it from people that thought psychologically they lost a lot of money in their homes and their equities, but in reality, I babysitted the house. I didn't sell the home. I rented it out. And when the market changed, was reality was the people's psychological changed, then I cashed out. And once again, we're at the same point, and this is the best crash ever since I've been alive that we're going through, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Uh, Great wealth is gonna be made if you want that. Again, I'm a minimalist. I don't want that, but I will buy a couple of houses for my kids for their future. But I'm not looking to get millions of rental homes or hundreds of rental homes or anything like that. I've already had 3 businesses. I had multiple businesses. I wasn't happy with consumption. I wasn't happy with accumulation, and I realized I had a disease just like many other people, but they just don't admit to themselves. So I became a minimalist, guys. We're actually going to be nomads. Me and my wife and 2 kids. We are going to be hopefully traveling America and camping out and enjoying it while everyone's freaking out and waiting for the real estate to fully melt down. And then we're ready to dive in, guys. We're ready to dive in. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll keep you guys updated. Tomorrow is our last day. We're going to be heading camping, guys, for who knows how long, guys. Hopefully a long time, dude. Hopefully a long time, and we'll get to see you guys in different states in America. Hopefully we get to travel to different states and do deals. So I'm super stoked. If you're interested in working with me directly in this economic collapse, of real estate, then consider joining my profit sharing. I'm willing to work with you one on one for one whole month. The cost is 3K. It's not for everyone. But the great news, the amazing news, the fabulous news is once you pay the 3K, I'll give you your business tools, which is $9,500 worth of business tools, from websites to follow ups to paperwork. I mean, too much stuff to list here, because I want you to succeed. And I'll work with you one on one deal. We'll split that 50-50. If you're interested in that, go to mrnofluff.com and consider joining profit sharing. If you don't need all that help, you just want to do it by yourself, then consider downloading my owner financing for profit at mrnofluff.com. We have 2 or 3 left, I can't remember. Uh, and once that sells out, the price is going to go back to $2,300. But guys, don't wait around, because it will sell out. Thank you, God, for this opportunity, for allowing it to sell out. Um, but again, guys, be your dreams, because if you're your dreams, things will line up for you, just like me being able to sell these stuff, because I am my dreams. I follow my heart, uh, and I go and above call of duty, and anything I do, I always go the extra mile, and that's what I teach my students to do too, is to do it because you love it. Don't do it because of the money, right? And if you love it, you end up like I said, I was going to come and do like a 5 minute, 10 minute live, and right now it's like almost an hour, dude, guys. That's because I'm in flow. I'm in flow. And when you do something you love, you'll be in flow, and time will go by, and everything will be joyful for you. And more likely, the moons and the stars will line up for you, and you'll be able to move mountains because you follow this versus this, guys. Okay, I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. Got a little more packing to do. Carlos the man says, I live in Dubai, but I'm an American. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Let me know how things are in Dubai, man. But it was with the middle markets. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Click the like button. Share this message. 2 more owner financing for profits at mrnofluff.com. See ya. Wish you the very best.